coach, this team obviously has kind of built a little bit of momentum with a road win. Well, what are you hoping to see from them kind of in the next steps that they take, especially starting this weekend?
Yeah, look, a win is always good. Winning always gives you confidence, right? Even when I always say when you lose, not everything's bad. When you win, not everything is perfect. But obviously winning gives you confidence. So my expectation is that we go out confident, but in the end of the day, every game you start zero. You start from zero, you have to work hard, we have to work as a team again. That is my expectation, that we see a team who works together, who fights for each other, who does the dirty work first, all these little things which make a team good and which gives you better possibilities or chances to then win football games, and then we're going to start talking about tactics and everything else. But that is my expectation, that we keep seeing that, because I think that has been excellent from day one.
I think as you kind of try to work on establishing your identity and philosophy with this team, this team's lack of success over the last couple of years in terms of fan base and their interest, how do you hope maybe that fans see the growth and the direction that this team is going in terms of kind of buying back into supporting this team in the ways that we've seen in years past here?
Yeah, look, I think obviously for me, it's very important. I'm not here now and looking back. I have not been here. I'm not judging what has happened. For me, Sporting Kansas City has been a big club since I've known the MLS. And it is a big club. I'm not going back and judge what was last year, the previous years. That doesn't make sense to me. I can only judge what I see since 2.5, 3 months since I'm here, the feedback I get from my staff when I wasn't with the team. That's what I'm judging. The commitment of the team has been excellent. Where we want to go as a team, as a club, how can we put the vision from David on building the roster, on how we want to play into place. That is my focus, and not the past, right? And that's the message I'm trying to give the team as well. I'm not going to talk with them about the past. That doesn't make sense to me, right? So now we're here. Where do we want to go? What do we have to do better? And again, we are a team in building, but we also have ambition that we want to go out there and be a team that competes to win games. And I think that is the most important message to the team. That is what we want to see. And hopefully with that, when the fans see that, hey, there is a team on the field who works hard for the badge, who works hard for each other, who leave everything out on the field, and they're actually competing, hopefully that's something which they can rely on. And then we can talk about tactics and beautiful football and all of that. But that's from me first, and that's the message I give the team, and that's what we're working on.
And then Dejan gets called into the Serbian national team. I'm just curious, what's been your impressions of him up close since you've been able to work with him, and what do you see as kind of some of the leading factors into why Serbia would be interested in calling him in?
Well, it's probably pretty easy why they're interested, right? He scored 18 goals last year. He scored a ton of goals before when he was at LA Galaxy, and he has again now his goal. So they know his qualities. They know he is very, very good in and around the box. They know he doesn't need a lot of chances to score goals. So that's probably why they want him. And now, when you ask me what I see from him, one of the reasons why he is the captain and one of the captains is because I feel like when he's on the field, he's a leader without talking much, without screaming around, but he's a leader. He wants to win. The way he carries himself, the way he takes care of his body during the week, he knows what he needs to be ready when the game starts. And I think that for me is also part of leadership. And I think young players can learn from that, right? When they see Dejan, what he does and how he treats himself. So those are the things I see.
You've emphasized a lot being a team unit, and I've heard you say a couple times suffering together. How have you liked the way your team has done that to this point?
Good, not perfect, but yes, I mentioned this term a lot because that is the reality in football games. You suffer together. It's not the reality to be 3-0 up in every game in the 60th minute. That would be a dream for a coach. I wouldn't have grey hair. I would sleep great every night, but that's just not the reality, right? So yes, a game always has a story, right? And you have different stories, you have different phases in a game. You may have momentum, and then the other team has momentum, and that's where you have to be together and work hard for each other and suffer a little bit and and there is a little storm coming, and then you can get out of this storm. That's the story of every football game I have been in. And that's why to win football games, sometimes you need to suffer together, which means you need to work hard for each other. You need to work together in order to regain the ball and then be good with the ball again, right? That's what I mean with suffering, nothing else. And that's the reality when you look every high-level football game or soccer game.
Just to get out of the way, how's the health? How's Zoe doing and Justin and everybody else?
Yeah, it's good to have a couple guys back in training this week. Obviously, Zoe is questionable, still questionable for tomorrow. I think Justin, as of now, immediately after training, as of now, Justin, Ian James, and Diego Borges are available. Now we have to be careful. They have been out a while. Diego Borges has not trained before coming here for 3 to 4 weeks, I think, with a team. So we always have to be really careful when foreign players come in. But he has been training this week. We have had them in training, so they're available as of now. We will see how long.
Since you have had him in training a little bit this week, what do you see from him?
Diego, you mean? Diego Borges. Yeah, I see a player who is quite confident with the ball, comfortable with the ball. But it's too early to give a total judgment after 3.5 training sessions where he was in and out. I think he's an exciting profile for us. He's an exciting profile for me as a coach, for us as a staff, for the club. He's young. He has a big frame as a left-footed centre back. I think that is really exciting to have a player like that in our squad. Now it's part of my job and our job to keep helping him, building him into a really, really good centre back into the MLS, and who knows where that will lead. But we are hopeful, and we think that we have a very interesting player here. But we got to give these guys, these young kids, time as well.
Just in the tactics of the possession-based football that y'all are doing right now. Just I mean, after one win, is there a preference between grounding out those close wins and winning by a larger margin? I mean, obviously you want to win, but is there a preference in between how you would like the team to win?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I like to win with playing beautiful football, and but again, look, I think it's for me, we're trying to build something. We're still putting all these pieces together. We have players in and out. We have new players coming. We're building this team, and for me, the first brick of building something is laying the base. And the base for me is hard work, is working together, is working for each other, is understanding what we want to do in different phases of the game. And I think we're getting there. We have to do better in certain phases, but I think from day one, actually, we felt that, hey, the team bites into what we want to do. Now, is there room for progress? Absolutely. Of course, there is room for progress, a lot of progress, and that's what me as a coach I'm aiming for. But for me, the base is important, and I think that's where the foundation we lay is the most important, and then we can add, and with time we will get better. I'm pretty sure.
And just from Colorado, just what do y'all see from them, and what do you anticipate what they bring in their game plan?
Yeah, we have obviously seen them, analyzed them as a coaching staff, presented to our team, giving them a picture about a team who has similarities from last year, which is an aggressive pressing team, quite physical profiles, but a team I think who is a little bit different than last year in terms of possession, what they want to do in the build-up. But again, we're trying to give our team a picture, but I cannot really control what they prepare for this week. So that's why we're giving them a picture to not be surprised, but focus on what we want to do in the different phases of the game. But yeah, like any game in MLS, they're never easy, they're difficult, but of course we're playing home, and again, it's up to us to put the energy into the stadium so that the fans give us back the energy.
Just going to ask, you guys over the last couple of weeks have gotten seemingly better defensively, and the goals against numbers have been just one for the last 2 games. What have you liked about the way that backline has kind of come together in what actions they're doing through the game, or how they're limiting types of chances to the opponents?
Yeah, I think our structure has been good also against Columbus. Has been a very good structure, even we conceded 2 goals. I think that the way the team moved together was good in a lot of moments. Now I feel like a lot of chances we've conceded in these first 4 games are actually turnovers when we lose the ball. Not so much that it happens that a team plays through us, which is normal as well, but actually a lot of things have been lack of concentration in certain moments where we give easy balls away, and that's a big thing which we talk to the players. We cannot afford that. We have to, and we want to become better in that, because you have a momentum, and then you give an easy ball away, and then you have a transition, and then the other team gets a momentum. So though it's more that in terms of shape of togetherness. I think we're on a good track, but again, you can never relax. You have to keep working. You have to keep doing this day by day in training and every single game.
Dejan, congrats on the call-up. Just what did it mean to you to get that phone call that you were being called in to represent Serbia? And who did you tell were the first people that you went and talked to after?
Of course, that I'm very happy to be part of the national team. That's the biggest thing that can happen to the player. And of course, I told my family immediately. They were the first one who knew. And I can't wait to meet the guys again and meet the coach again. I know all the guys, and I'm very looking forward for it and can't wait.
Well, for you, just what does that opportunity present to kind of showcase yourself on a larger, the international stage, especially with an opponent like Spain coming up?
It feels amazing. I'm gonna do my best because coming from MLS, coming from Sporting Kansas City, some people think that it's hard to play for the national team, but I'm the example that everything is possible, and people need to pay more attention on this league, because this league is very strong, and especially after this World Cup is gonna be huge. And yeah, I hope many more players from our team will be playing for the national team.
And then just maybe from you in this captain's role, what have you seen about the way this team has grown game to game since the start of the season?
I mean, every game you can see some positive things. For example, I talked already about this in San Jose. We were down 1-0 and we kind of rushed, and then we end up 2-0 losing at the halftime. And after Columbus, it was the same thing, but we kept 1-0 until the halftime. And in the locker room, we organized and we showed that we can come back in front of our fans, and that thing is very important, that this team can come back after 1-0 or 2-0 down. Hopefully we are gonna be winning every game, so we don't need to come back. But yeah, I like the guys. They're hungry, they're ready, and they're ready to fight for this club.
Each one of those games where the team puts together a little bit better performance, a little bit different, how much confidence, how much momentum does that give you to continue to grow as a team?
Actually, last game against LA gave us like a lot of momentum, a lot of positive things, and hopefully tomorrow we'll take 3 points and go on this national break happy. Everyone wants to finish with a win, so tomorrow is a big day for us and a big opportunity in front of us.
What do you feel has been the key to the growth of this team in these first few games?
Definitely believe in each other's.
And then it's been a little while since you were called into the national team, like a year and a half, something like that. Do you feel like you've done something different to get recognized, or did they just realize that you've been scoring goals over here?
I was scoring goals even in LA, and so now it's different coach, maybe different ideas, and this coach worked in MLS, and he knows how this league is strong, even stronger than when he was here, and he was a ex-player, I mean, big name, and hopefully, thanks, he recognized me here, and I'll give my best to keep scoring goals and to be in every national team camp.
So obviously your ability to find the back of the net is something that is very impressive, but just to get in the mind of Dejan Joveljić, in those moments when you're in and around the box, just a couple of touches, how much of that are you processing everything in the moment and thinking, or is it just a lot of instinct?
So it's hard to answer on that question. Sometimes it's like just instinct, and sometimes I need to think fast when you have a very short amount of time and to make the right decision, and hopefully I do that most of the time, and I just hope that I'm gonna do that every time, so I don't want to make any mistakes.
Yeah, in this possession-based, tactics that y'all are doing currently, it kind of seems like you got kind of to savor your moments when you get the ball in the box and just staying composed like you do. Just what is that like playing in that system? Just knowing that you may get the ball just a few times in the half or just in like certain increments.
To be honest, I want to have the ball more often, but sometimes the other team have more possession and we play the other way. But hopefully when we connect more with each other, we are going to have possession. I mean, we want possession. We want to dominate the game. And if we dominate the game, I'll have more touches, more chances. And yeah, we work on that. And hopefully we'll show that tomorrow. So I'll have more touches, I hope.
Well, good.
Thank you so much. See you guys.
That was PJ. Get the ball, PJ, to him.